Etymology first we will understand. So it's a Sanskrit word, you all know. I am going to tell you again. Yoga means yuj. Yuj means unite, union. Okay, union of body, mind, and soul. कहीं ना कहीं जोड़ना. Okay. Yoga, when commonly translated, means union. So this question comes in your exam. What is the meaning of yoga, or what is the meaning of yuj? The the options will be like union, or there would be some other options also. So if anything which is relating to connecting is yoga. Okay. So connecting of what? Connecting with prakriti. Prakriti is your nature, and purush. Purush is your soul. Okay. So you're connecting purush or soul. You're connecting your body and your mind. Okay. So it is all about connecting. Okay. Union of body, mind, and soul. All right. In many yogic traditions, this union refers to the union of Jivatma with Paramatma. So what is Jivatma? Jivatma is nothing but individual self, our Atma. Okay. Individual self is connecting with universal self. I mean, we are not talking about God anywhere. Okay. In yoga, nowhere discuss that, God or something like that. The discussion is Paramatma. There is a universal self. Okay. The ultimate self, or the self realization. Okay. Through, and we are supposed to connect with that. So we are Jivatma, and the universal self is Paramatma. Okay. In the context of Yoga Sutra of Maharishi Patanjali, the word yoga has been used in the sense of concentration in consonance with the connotation. So yuja samadhau. Yuja samadhau, I'll explain you in a later slide. What does it mean? Okay. Which means that you get a solution of how you can unite Jivatma and Paramatma. Yoga is a discipline, it's a sadhana. It is not, again, it is not just, yesterday we discussed Ashtanga. Ashtanga is nothing, not only asana. Okay, Ashtanga is yama, niyam, asana, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. And yamas are 5, niyamas are 5. Again, this discussion will happen more and more in detail. Okay, so it's a way of life, I would say. Yoga is way of life, how we treat ourselves, how we can balance ourselves in happy or sad moment. So it is a discipline, how you live your life. It is a continuous effort to attain that supreme state of realization through intense concentration. So intense concentration is nothing but after doing asanas, after doing pranayamas, we generally go into dhyana, okay, meditation. And to concentrate and realize yourself, find yourself. Oh, okay, one self, I mean जो हमारी आत्मा है. Okay, obviously it is one of the most difficult tasks, but in a day-to-day life or in this kind of environment, we can at least know ourselves. Okay, knowing yourself is about it. It is yoga. Okay, knowing yourself. तुम कौन हो? नाम से तो तुम्हारा आइडेंटिटी है, but who you are from inside. Okay, what is your nature, that you need to identify. According to some exponent of yoga, the purpose of yoga is to attain spiritual perfection through the control of body, sense, and mind. Okay, so some yogic text says that you are going into spiritual journey. It is not necessary that you're supposed to go in a spiritual journey only. It is like some, I mean, we want to start our career, but with a balanced attitude. Okay, we should be having a samabhav. I mean, even at behavior, like in whichever cases we are not, our mind is balanced. That is the ultimate goal. Some yoga texture says that to attain that spiritual perfection. Okay, you are supposed to control your body, sense, and mind. क्या होता है ना, body is like if your body is not supporting, you cannot focus on anything. If you are getting diverted, it is because of your senses. Okay, you get diverted because of your mind. You are sitting here in this online class, but you might be thinking something else. Okay, so that's how your mind is distracting yourself. And this yoga is control of your body, senses, and mind. ये this is practice. This is the practical thing which we are supposed to do. Why we are supposed to do? We are supposed to, uh, control our mind. Why we are supposed to control our senses? Because these senses are something like, in to give you an example, like every, I mean, somebody has a bigger car than my car, or someone has bigger bike than my car. Somebody is rich. Because we are just considering people with monetary perspective, okay? And you cannot compare. If somebody, in fact, even Mukesh Ambani or Anil Ambani, Mukesh Ambani would be, having that thing in mind that, I should be getting this or that. So this needs will never end. And that's what we need to make our mind understand, that that is not the ultimate goal. Okay, nothing is gonna be permanent in our life. हम कल चले जाएंगे, अपने को नहीं पता है. So whatever present we have got, आज का जो है ना अभी, that we are supposed to enjoy. Okay, and that's where we need to control our mind, our body and senses, and make him understand, make it understand, and that's how you can realize yourself. Okay. Next 1 week will be complete theory. So, I mean, you are going to be sitting like this and understanding all these datas. So, definitions में आ जाते हैं. So, Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Okay, yoga. Let's go to this expounding Patanjali definition. Yoga is restraining the mind stuff. Mind is nothing but chitta. Chitta is called mind. ये थोड़ा दिमाग में रखना. I mean, it has some more stuff, but then mota, this is the word. From taking various form. Okay, so various form is your obstacles, and obstacles are called vritti, chitta vritti. So what definition Patanjali has given? Maharshi Patanjali came in from classical yoga. Yesterday we discussed. Okay, Maharshi Patanjali classical yoga, Maharshi Patanjali Ashtanga. Okay, now Maharshi Patanjali said a definition in their sutras about yoga. What is yoga? So they said yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Okay, yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Chitta is your mind, vritti is obstacles. So mind के obstacles को remove करना. Removing obstacles of your mind is yoga. I discussed yesterday that Patanjali Yoga Sutra never said there is any asana. Patanjali Yoga Sutra said sthira sukham asanam, which means any position which is steady and happy is asana for you. Okay, they have not said that this is Garudasana or this is Mayurasana or something like that. Okay, so you need to understand 2005 years ago they were focused only on mind. Okay, when the time went, okay, then Hatiyog Pradipika 1000 years ago came. I spoke like, for 15 asan was written in that ancient texture. Then Gheranda Samhita came, 32 asan was given. Then Hat Ratnavali came later stage. Then 84 asanas were discussed. Today there are n number of asanas. Okay, why this happened? Because first, to get that ultimate truth, or to go for self-realization, or to control your mind, your body should be stable. Okay, so these days what is happening, we are like, our movement has gone stop. We are sitting somewhere, most of the time we are sitting, our movement is not there. Okay, so to move ourselves, or to keep ourselves ready, your body ready, you are supposed to do asanas. Okay, with the help of asanas you become flexible, you become steady. Okay, so you can stay in a particular pose for a longer time. That is the ultimate goal. Okay, आपने you have done Shirshasana for 2 seconds or 3 seconds is not a winning thing. Stay in Shirshasana for at least 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Do any asana, any small asana, but stay in that. That is the core goal of asana. If you are not able to stay in any asana, then there is no meaning. I mean, the output which you are going to get out of that asana will not be there. Okay. So we are coming back to definition of asana. So let's forget about Vivekananda. Patanjali said, Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Yoga is जो माइंड माइंड का जो भी आपका वृत्तिज है, ओके, ऑब्स्टिकल्स है, that will be removed. That is the goal of yoga. ठीक है? In Yoga Vasishtha, that is also one of the ancient texture, essence of yoga is beautifully portrayed thus: मनः प्रशमनोपया योगा इत्याभियते. ठीक है, इत्याभिधीयते. योगा इज कॉल्ड अ स्किलफुल ट्रिक टू काम डाउन द माइंड. सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम हमारे जीवन में, whatever is happening and not in favor or favor, is this particular thing. If you are controlling this person, then things are gonna sort. कुछ नहीं चाहिए, you will not need anything and everything will be there. You will be happy with whatever you have if you control your mind, and that's the ultimate goal we all should have. ठीक है, and how it happens through awareness. We are supposed to know what we are doing. Okay, there are a lot of things which we are doing but we are not aware what is the meaning. I mean, you're not putting thought on that. That's why things are going haywire, or like, you know, ऐसे ही चल रहा है सब. So first of all, योगा वशिष्ठ ने जो बोला है, yoga is called a skillful trick to calm down the mind. So ultimate goal, again you've understood, asan is not the goal. Mind को control करना है हमें. Mind is a separate entity wherein nobody is focusing. There are 3 tapas. Okay, in yoga there are 3 dukkhas. Okay, tap is dukkha. Dukkha is pain. Okay, what are those? Adhyatmik, adi bhautik, or adi devik. We will discuss about this also, but it is gonna be like this only. No, things will come and I will reconnect with this the presentation. Adi bhautik, adhyatmik, adi devik. Okay, now how people get pain? Okay, so in yoga there are only 3 pains, and in these 3 pains you will get all the pains. जो भी आपका whatever pain you have, you can, you know, relate with these 3 pains. First is adi devik. Adi devik is nothing but if anything is done from the universal self. Okay, from the God perspective, if you look at, जैसे कि heavy rain. Okay, और ज्वालामुखी फट जाना, और कहीं बाढ़ आ गई. Okay, earthquake. So all these are not in our control. So anything which is not in your control is adi devik. All right. The second is adi bhautik. Adi bhautik is, you know, in day-to-day life, you know, anything happens to us which is not in our favor. For example, you are going somewhere and I mean, if somebody met with an accident, okay, that is adi bhautik. External activities, just relate this. आपको mosquito ने काट लिया and you got malaria, that is external activity. Okay, so there is nothing to do with God or nothing to do with your mind. वो बाहर से आया and he cut you. Okay, and that's how it happened. So that is called adi bhautik. Now the third one is adhyatmik, and that's the most important one. Major reason of getting pain these days is because of adhyatmik, and adhyatmik is nothing but getting anything from your mind. Now let me connect you. Stress. You get stress because some things are not in your favor. You lost your job, or you are lost someone of close of you. These things happens. Okay, due to this, anxiety, depression comes in your life. Then blood pressure, your heart disease, your diabetes. There are n number of disease. I would say 90% disease are coming from adhyatmic way, and that's the only thing is because you are not controlling your mind. Your mind is going somewhere where it should not go. So when you become more aware, then you understand that, you know, this is the ultimate thing wherein I should focus on, and I need to train my mind so that I don't get these kind of, you know, I would not say this word, but then this is very I mean, unfortunate that, you know, people are not aware what is going on in their mind. एक दिन जिस दिन हमने we finalize this thing, we become more aware, these problems start coming down automatically. Samatvam yoga uchyate. Bhagavad Gita has said. Okay, these definition will come. Please understand. They will ask you, say any definition of yoga. So you'll say yogas chitta vritti nirodha. Which ancient texture has said this? Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Or what is the meaning of, in practical they might ask you, what is the definition, what is the meaning of yoga chitta vritti nirodha, or say one definition of yoga. So you'll say, like, let's say Patanjali Yoga Sutra se main bol deta hu, yoga chitta vritti nirodha. I'll explain you, or these things will come later stage also, but you know, you need to link it so that whenever it comes in main topic, you can immediately relate that. So yoga chitta vritti nirodha, what Bhagavad Gita said about yoga, what is the definition of yoga as per Bhagavad Gita? Samatvam yoga uchyate. Everything, okay, equanimity of mind, balanced attitude, सब जगह पे माइंड के ऊपर ही बताया गया है योगा. Okay, and we are going to learn that more. Yoga karmashu koshalam. Yoga is the destroyer of misery, and misery comes from our mind, through our mind. Okay, so these are the two definitions given by yoga karmashu, samatvam yoga uchyate and yoga karmashu koshalam. Please keep these two definitions in mind. And yoga chitta vritti nirodha, that is one more definition, will come in the next slide. Not next slide, but next presentation. Now let's talk about misconception. So many consider yoga as an exercise and well-being regime of the Hindus. ये सबसे बड़ा पंगा है कि people think that, you know, it is a Hindu technique. Okay, first of all, Hindu is not a religion, it is a way of life. Okay, second, it is a way of life, and that's how we used to live our life. So it is not a technique which is associated with only Hindus. Anyone can use this technique to calm their mind, to bring more awareness, and to meet that ultimate self of themselves. ठीक है ना? First, second is, it is an exercise. You all see, we all see. I'm teaching here as a yoga teacher, but I have a studio wherein a major audience is coming to, you know, be physically fit. But our ultimate goal is, we take them to make physically fit, but we bring them, or we get them into that mind game also at the same time. Because क्या होता है ना कि I'll give you an example. People ask for, there is a product which is in demand. Okay, now if you don't keep that particular product, then you will not get that sadhak, or in you know, business language, I would say, you know, if a product is in demand, if you are not keeping that product, then you will not be able to sell the product which you want to sell. So first of all, you are supposed to keep the product which is in demand. That's why the customer will come to you, and then you can convert that customer to the other product which is more beneficial for him. And that's how in yoga studio also, our target is like, you know, obviously we should have program for weight loss and other, you know, programs are there. But our ultimate goal after that is, you know, once the sadhak comes to us, uske baad our discussion should be like, you know, along with that issue he or she has come for, we are supposed to bring or make him or her aware what yoga is all about. Okay, on the contrary, yoga does not adhere to any particular religion, belief system, or community. This is for all. I mean, anyone can do, or you know, follow yoga as a path. Rather, it has always been approached as a technology for inner well-being. This is very important. I mean, जिस दिन आप अपना अंदर का जो समझ गए ना, from your inside, I mean, who you are, you will be the most happiest person on this earth. Some people consider yoga as a mere exercise. However, yoga is much more than that. It is the integration of mind, body, and spirit into one harmonious whole. See, emotion is there. I mean, you react to some problem or any particular topic. It should be coming from your buddhi, not mind. Mind always, you know, distract you. But having a control of buddhi on mind, that's where we are working on. Okay, so your buddhi should be controlling your mind. Mind and buddhi both are two different entity. Okay, that's also, I mean, most of the people think that, you know, mind is our buddhi. He is a minded. Okay, he is a minded nahi, buddhi. And so intellect is your buddhi. and mind is your mind, which distract you always. Okay, so with the help of mind, you can go to hell or you can go to heaven. Whichever path you want, you train your mind and you go to. If you've heard of power of subconscious mind, then obviously this is the horse which we've got. We can go into any direction wherever we want to, but the riding has to be in our hand, not the other external activity or senses, and that's how mind gets diverted. All right, so we discussed about, like, definition of etymology and misconception of yoga.